Okay, remember, to generate power on your backhand, you have to learn how to rotate the shoulders and use the hitting shoulder as the hinge. Now remember, from the ready position, we get to this position here. Now many players, once they get here, just fire the muscles forward. Now it's tough, remember, because once you get to this point, the racket has come to a dead stop. And now you're trying to fire it forward, and that's tough to do. What you want to do is learn to rotate the shoulders and use the hitting shoulder as the hinge. So once you get to this position here, you're going to rotate the shoulders this way. Now notice how the racket comes into view behind my back. Can you see that racket coming into view there? And that's the rotating of the shoulders, okay? But I'm using my hitting shoulder as the hinge. When I pull that racket back, it's from the shoulder. I'm not using my elbow or my wrist. Okay, so remember, once you get to here, show the racket behind your back and then let it go. By the time the racket reaches this position here, the racket is moving about 10 to 15 miles per hour and picking up speed fast. Okay, I'm going to practice showing my racket now behind my back. If you notice, remember, you don't want to just stop here and then swing forward. You want to get the racket moving. Now notice here, now you can see the racket behind my back. See it back there? Then you just throw the arm. Now remember, when you practice this, you don't want to go, hey, there's the racket, stop, and then swing, because you're defeating the purpose. Remember, this movement here gets the racket moving. It's going to give you more power. By the time the racket reaches this position, the racket is going about 10 or 15 miles per hour and picking up speed fast. So that's the idea. Remember, show the racket behind the back. And when you do this, you have to pull the racket back from your shoulder. That's crucial. You don't want to bring it back from the elbow or use the wrist. Keep the hitting arm extended and pull the racket back from the shoulder. So just try and show your racket to your opponent on the other side, or if you're working with a pro, show the racket behind your back and then just let it go. Okay, here we go. I'm going to practice a few. I'm just trying to show the racket behind my back here.
Notice the hitting arm is extended, rotating at the shoulder as the racket comes into view behind my back.